Obviously, for us, for everybody, a really, really tough place to play, given the fact we haven't won here since, I think, 2008. It speaks a lot to the quality of this program and the job that Chris and his staff and the players do. It's just their run of success and continued success is amazing. So to come out of here with the win speaks to our guys playing really well. Players win games, and they certainly made the necessary plays down the stretch, played with really good poise, and we've got to be better defensively, but offensively we played well today.
Keelan, you guys broke open a really tight game in the last 4 minutes and forced 4 turnovers that you scored off of. What was the difference there? Were you guys turning up your defensive pressure, or was it just opportunities that presented themselves?
Kind of both. We started hedging more, and we had active hands, and that's what caused those turnovers. And I think we did a pretty good job with that.
Andrew, after you guys lost at Indiana State, you said you guys weren't tough enough to win in a close game on the road. These last couple of months, last few weeks, you guys have gotten a lot of really big road wins, tough places to play. What's changed these last few weeks?
I mean, that was a long time ago to begin with, but it was everyday improvement. It was a challenge for us after that game, just to make sure that coming to practices, we came with the mindset to improve every day and to challenge each other. And with the season going along and all the challenges that we faced so far, we've grown from it. And like I said, today's game we knew was going to be physical. Like Coach said, we didn't play top-notch defense, but we got enough done towards the end of the game to finish it out.
Andrew, how big is a week? You've been around a while, where you went at Villanova and at Xavier.
Oh, yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, we have one more, obviously senior night, but those are 2 huge wins. Great programs, obviously, and 2 programs that are going to make great runs in the NCAA. So, it helps us out tremendously playing against these guys, and then obviously getting the W against them is huge.
I guess even more so, what does it say about the way you're playing right now?
I think it says that we still have areas to improve. I mean, we played well as a team. We played very well together. I think that's a big thing. When moments got low, we got even more together during those moments, and we just need that to go forward. But like Coach said, we still have a lot of areas to improve on going forward.
Mark, you had 5 steals today. Just what was working well for you on the defensive end, and kind of what attitude do you have to take guarding someone to be able to rack up that many?
Like Keelan said earlier, just having active hands and also being in the gap on our defense, just being in the right position to make plays.
Kamar, do you by any chance practice to feel your shots, such as throwing them over the back of your shoulder with your back to the basket and making them? Do you ever even try stuff like that in practice?
Not in practice. I would say sometimes on my own when I'm just messing around, but I don't really practice it that much.
It's called being a really good athlete.
Also, another thing I would ask about, even more seriously, is freshmen in college basketball also often kind of wear down toward the end of the year. The season goes later, they play more games, they have more things on their plate than they did in high school. Do you find yourself getting a second wind here toward the end of the season, or have you felt tired at all here toward the end as the season is wound down?
I would say a little bit, but we have a great training staff, so I go to them every day, and they're getting me back healthy, 100% where I can perform on the court.
Chris, what did you see in the way you guys got those steals, particularly in crunch time?
Yeah, I think our activity was really good, and I think that obviously with some there being out, that impacts in some ways how we've defended them. They've got a terrific young point guard, but he obviously is young, so I think we tried to mix up a little bit our ball screen coverage, and then, as Keelan said, our activity was really good. We fouled McCure the one time there, but it was aggressive play, and so I think that helped. But that certainly being able to create a few late scores, it can be backbreaking. That's happened to us before. So you get a couple late scores in transition off turnovers, and it can change the tide of the game pretty quickly.
Chris, you were addressing, the defense. What we were thinking there on the sideline is, for much of the game, it's just kind of an exchange of baskets.
Yeah.
I mean, Xavier would score, Butler would score. I mean, do you think maybe at some point if you could just get several stops in succession, that, you know, that might be enough? Because that's kind of what turned it into just a very short segment of the game.
Yeah, I think that the thing that we have to make sure that we understand is, you know, it's fool's gold if we continue. Now, Xavier had something to do with it. Xavier, Chris puts those guys in great spots, and they made some tough shots, but it's fool's gold if we continue to allow teams to shoot almost 50% with that level of efficiency, not turning anybody over. It's fool's gold. At some point, it's going to catch up with you. And I think our guys understand that. We need to understand that at an even higher level, and I've got to do a better job making sure they understand. Teams that win this time of year have a really sound, solid defense, and obviously they have a sound offense too. But we've just got to continue to make strides in those areas, David, and we've got to be just collectively a little more committed to it.
How meaningful is it to secure the number 2 seed in the Big East tournament? I guess adding that you've actually not won a game in the Big East tournament yet.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder. After a big win, David. Listen. We'll see where, you know, we've got, as AC said, another game to play. We've got a few days. You know, we've got a week to hopefully improve and get better and get guys' bodies right. You know, I'm pleased with how we're playing. I think the efficiency of these guys up here offensively, I think, you know, Keelan I've talked about, he's made great strides in his offensive efficiency. It's just been terrific. Those have been encouraging signs, but we've got to continue to get better. Having said that, you know, at some point, the guys will look back at this season and this week and reflect and be incredibly proud of what they've done. And I don't want them to not do that. It's an incredibly significant accomplishment to come on the road and get 2 wins against this quality of opponent and to have a season up to this point like we have. I don't want them to, you know, brush that aside. Having said that, we've got to be hungry to continue to get better.
About Kamar's contributions specifically tonight, a freshman coming into an environment like this, in the environment that we were just talking about, really tough place. What does it say about him?
Yeah, you know, I think we've had that throughout my 3 years here. We've had, in particular, my first year and then this year, we've had freshmen kind of step up in big moments and big games. Keelan and Tyler were really important their freshman year, and Kamar's obviously given us a big lift, as has some of the other guys. But we've needed that. The depth because of what we lost to graduation, and it's been really good to see. And he made big shots and defended Makura, who's a really hard guard. I thought he defended him pretty well for most of the night.
Chris, in other games this season for Xavier, Rasheed Gaston has been able to give Xavier a different dimension by his ability to score inside. Tonight you just attempted 1 field goal and you missed. Were you able to do anything on him specifically, or was that part of your game plan coming in to kind of attack their front court?
Yeah, he's pretty good with his back to the basket, and he's a terrific offensive rebounder. I think he's second in the league in offensive rebounds, so that was an emphasis with him. I think we did a pretty good job with him one-on-one. I think he might have scored early, but I can't remember when he scored that one, but or maybe got a free throw line. He get 2 at the free throw line. He was a focus for us, but I thought Tyler did a good job trying to get him off his spot, as did Nate and AC.
Keelan, you elaborated on this a little bit, and maybe it's hard to measure, but can you explain why you probably overall been more efficient and better coming off the bench than starting? I mean, that's actually what some of the figures suggest. It's quite the oddity.
I think just coming off the bench is best for me and our team. Bringing energy, you know. Maybe it's not, like Coach always says, maybe it's not me taking 15 shots. Maybe it's kind of taking our team's best shot. And I think I've been doing that these past few games, just moving the ball around and getting good shots. And, you know, we practice on that every day. So I think that's how I elaborate on it.
Do one more. Keelan, you had 7 players with 8 or more points today.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about that efficiency. When you have that much balance, do you think that opens things up for you because they can't maybe double you as much?
We got so many weapons. You know, it's kind of hard to guard, and we just move the ball around. It touches everybody. When the ball touches everybody on the offense possession, I think we'll get a good shot up, and I think that's how we beat Villanova and Xavier today. Well, these past 4 games, we've been doing a pretty good job with that, and we just got to continue to do it.